Good morning, YouTube. I tell you what, I am so excited today. There's so many great things happening. It's getting near fall, and we're getting that fall weather. It's cool, crisp this morning, overcast skies. Montana is getting rain and snow in the high country, and all those forest fires hopefully are being put out. God has answered those prayers, and we have hit a monumental moment here on Everything Outdoors with Les Johnson, surpassing 10,000 subscribers. So there's some great things, despite some of the terrible things with the hurricanes that have happened recently. Just know that all of you are in our prayers and our thoughts. We do not forget about you. We're not going to spew hatred like some other people wish to do. I have to tell you, I'm really excited about the fall getting here, because I'm going to start hunting and filming, and I'm going to be hitting the tree stand soon. So I'm going to be out there with nature, and I'm going to be trying to fill my freezer with deer meat, venison if you will, and I hope all of you are getting out there and enjoying the outdoors. I'm having my morning Java, I hope you don't mind. But aside from all that, recently we released a video here on Everything Outdoors with Les Johnson, and that video was a little bit controversial, just simply because showing how to catch, clean, and cook a snapping turtle. So we do have a few turtle lovers out there. I understand what you're feeling, and understand that we're not just mad psychopathic killers. We're eating this animal, and we're showing you how we do it. Snapping turtles are, I consider them to be a predator. They're killing other animals, and those animals are ducks and other birds, fish, muskrats, young beaver. They're killing other animals. So we are not just out there just to kill. I dislike snapping turtles because I've always had a fear of them, and there's so many of them. I want to tell you one time when I was trapping beaver for a farmer that had a pond, and the beaver were eroding the dam away. They were building their holes into, or digging their holes into the dam, and this dam was huge, but that farmer was like, you know what, they're gonna tear my dam down, and I've spent $10,000 to $20,000 having a company build that dam for me, so can you go in and trap them? I went in and tried to trap. I set 4 conibear traps the first night. The next morning I had 4 snapping turtles in those conibears. Now that was kind of freaky, because this dam was a pretty steep dam, and those holes where the beaver had their trenches going into that dam were just deep runs. Like, I had to wear chest waders, stick my foot clear down in the bottom of the run, and it was hard as asphalt going up into the dam. So you guide 2 sticks and you weasel a conibear clear down to the very bottom, because when that beaver comes out of the hole, it goes right through that trap. Well, I wasn't catching beaver, I was catching snapping turtles. First night I caught 4 snapping turtles. Now bear in mind, this is one pond, and I had a gentleman that I went to high school with, his son, and he was in my class. He told me, he said, Les, I will take every snapping turtle you ever catch, because I love eating those things. So I remember that, right? So I go to him, and this was a cold November day. It was cold out, it was snowy, and just brisk out. So I take these 4 snapping turtles to this guy's house, and he was like, whoa. I can't use 4 snapping turtles. I'll take 1, but I don't want the other ones, right? And finally I convinced him. I'm like, listen, you told me you would take every one of these things. I'm trying to do the farmer a favor. And I talked to the farmer, and he's like, yeah, get all those snapping turtles out of my pond. I don't want them there. So I take the 4 to him. He finally concedes and takes the 4 snapping turtles. The very next morning, I still had 4 traps set. I caught 3 more snapping turtles, and the other trap was set off. So, moral of the story is, I pulled my traps, and I didn't take the other 3 snapping turtles to the guy because I knew he didn't want them. And I caught 7 snapping turtles in 2 nights in 4 traps, and this was just a farm pond. So that tells you the overpopulation. So enough of my rambling. People need to understand that we're not wiping the turtles off the planet, okay? We're doing a favor to the other animals. They're getting eaten by these snapping turtles, and the snapper's not gonna eat no more. So bear in mind, he was very tasty. He filled our bellies, he didn't go to use, and it was yum yum in my tongue. So aside from that, if you'll excuse me, the coffee's really good this morning. It's chilly. Here's another thing about predator management. You know, with all these haters spewing this hatred on my YouTube channel, I find it amusing. I laugh at a lot of it. Some of these people just have no conscience to what they are actually saying. I want to read you an email that I received from a lady in Los Angeles, California, and this just happened 3 days ago. And basically, this adds to the whole fight against people that do not want to see coyotes get killed, people that do want to hunt them, people that want to manage them, conservation. They want to try to manage these animals. This is from Lisa. Dear Mr. Johnson, I live on the Palo Verde Peninsula in Los Angeles, California. Many of us wish to actively reduce the coyote population in our cities as we are losing pets left and right. The coyotes are now fearless, and we are worried for our families. We are seeking someone with your talents. I understand that you are in Nebraska, but if you are not interested, can you please refer me to someone else? Sincerely, Fed Up with Coyotes, Lisa. Now, bear in mind, this person is probably not a hunter, okay? I want to tell you about another gentleman, and this was clear back in 2008. I was flying from Reno, Nevada to Phoenix, Arizona to catch another plane to come back to Omaha, Nebraska. I was out in Reno, Nevada visiting with a sponsor, and I was at a sales meeting. I was on the phone when I got on the phone in Reno, Nevada, talking on the phone, and I went to my seat, and I'm trying to talk quiet because I didn't want to bug other people that were in the plane and on the plane, and I didn't want to just totally overwhelm them with my talking. So I was talking quiet, and I walked down the aisle. I got in my seat and I said, listen, I need to get off the phone. We boarded the plane. I don't want to be talking on the phone. I hung up my phone. A gentleman 2 seats ahead of me, great big guy. He must have been 6'5", 6'6", probably 350, 380 pounds. He gets up right in front of me, 2 seats in front of me, 2 rows in front of me, and he walks to my side because I'm in the aisle row. I'm right at the aisle. And he bends down, he sticks his hand out, and his hands were like catcher's mitts. And he said, I'd just like to shake your hand, Mr. Johnson. I know who you are. I don't want to cause a scene. I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. And it caught me off guard because he recognized me from my voice. That's what he said. He said, I recognize you from your voice. I watch you on TV. I was pretty humbled, to say the least. So what I did was, as soon as we landed in Phoenix, I hurried up and caught the gentleman in the tarmac, and I went up, gave him a business card, told him to email me, and I said, put in the subject line Reno, Nevada, so that way I remember that it was a specific instance at Reno, Nevada, because I get so many emails. And anyway, as we were talking, he told me he lived in San Diego, California. He'd never hunted in his life, but he loved my TV show. And he said, I think you're doing a wonderful thing. I love what you're doing. Even though you're killing an animal, I understand why you're doing it. Now, this was a gentleman that had compassion to see both sides of the equation of how you need to conserve animals and you need to have conservation to some degree. Now, I get a lot of hatred from people saying don't kill raccoons, don't do this, don't do that. Literally this summer, I've seen no less than 2,000 to 5,000 raccoons that have been killed on the highways. Okay? A lot of people that spew this hatred do not understand. If we are harvesting them humanely, keeping their populations down lower so they aren't getting distemper, they aren't getting parvo, they aren't getting totally demolished on the highway. Imagine a raccoon getting hit on the highway in his back end. You people that spew the hatred do not even know what pain and agony and suffering is. A raccoon gets hit in his back end, he scurries off the road, crawls with his front legs, he gets down in the ditch, his back end's broke, okay? He lays there for probably over a week before he finally dies. Now you tell me what's more humane, getting hit on the road and suffering big time, or us trying to manage the population so that doesn't take place. But anyway, enough about that. So if there's anybody that's watching right now from Orange County, California, please get a hold of me. Message me. I will give you this person's contact info. Perhaps you can go help out there. Sounds like there's a lot of coyotes. They need to be managed. These poor little chihuahuas and poodles are getting eaten alive, and the kitty cats. So we need to do something about that. The coyotes need to be managed. Over 10,000 subscribers, almost 2 million views. I am ecstatic. So thank you so much, all the YouTubers that are following. I hope you're learning something. And this is a message to all you haters. While you're spewing your hatred, just remember something. There is no fear on my side. Have a great day.